Hey everyone, my name is fancz. I created this channel primarily for newcomers in comp, so they can watch our videos and improve. However, over time, I've been targeted by Valhalla and TSBCC. I made this video to reveal what's really going on behind the scenes with the Valhalla and TSBCC admins and owners. I hope you understand my perspective, and I believe this video will help shed light on the truth. I'll be using this iceberg ranking system, from level 1 to level 6. Level 1 represents the less critical issues, while level 6 highlights the most important ones. However, all of these topics are significant. Please share this video to raise awareness about what TSB competitive truly is and to emphasize that action needs to be taken. The first thing I want to address is the situation with Tokyo and his family. I admit I made a mistake. I took screenshots while he was on camera and sent them to Mas. That was a dumb decision on my part. I realized my error, apologized to Tokyo, and he forgave me. I truly appreciate Tokyo for being a great person and showing understanding. However, I don't understand why people are calling me a pedophile when there's nothing about this situation related to that. It feels like the word pedophile is being thrown around so casually, especially in Valhalla and TSBCC, that it's starting to lose its actual meaning. Accusations like this shouldn't be made lightly.
Thing I'm gonna be talking about is the topic that you love the most. So you all know that they actually pretend to be #1 in Europe and they actually tried to go for #1 global. However, they got accused of fraud. Recently I found out that fancz-kaito, who was supposed to be #1 European player and a kind of close pair to #1 global, got exposed for using clients, exploiters and everything like this. Apparently, he got sent a program by his friend who was actually #2 in Europe. He told that the program that he got sent is exactly like Clumsy. In the same DMs, fancz-kaito leaks that the fact that Wen apparently used and uses this software, which makes his hitboxes smaller than they are supposed to be.
Alright. Regarding the software user allegations, I want to point out that we already debunked this in a group chat with Boomy and Ker. I don't understand why they keep bringing it up, even though it's been addressed. Honestly, it feels like they're just trying to stack more accusations against us to damage our reputation. We're calling it defamation, and this will be addressed later in the video.
The third topic I want to address is defamation, which seems to be a daily activity for servers like Valhalla and TSBCC. They spread false information as if it's a pastime, but the moment someone does the same to them, they become defensive and outraged. For example, in this screenshot, Karma falsely accuses Sharp and me of nuking TSBCC. The truth is, we didn't. It was someone else. Despite knowing this, they spread the lie, damaging our reputation. In another instance, Boomy publicly announced that we nuked TSBCL. While it's true that we did, the context matters. They were planning to nuke it first, and we acted preemptively to stop them from stealing the server we built from scratch. But it doesn't stop there. They've gone as far as making people in TSBCC and Valhalla believe that I'm a pedophile, which is a baseless and deeply harmful accusation. I also want to address the leaked packing video of mine. That video was from when I had just started packing and was using bad sets. For those unfamiliar, sets are tools used for loud mic packing. It was my very first attempt, and later I significantly improved after getting better sets from old-gen packers. Despite this, they've held on to that outdated video and used it at the perfect moment to clown me and further ruin my reputation. To clarify, I only started packing for fun and eventually stopped because I wasn't that good at it, even after getting the better sets. On top of this, Ker and Hellstar are doing the same thing to my friend Hades. They've held on to a clip of his first attempt at packing and continue to clown him for it. Now that he has improved and even joined a packing clan, they're dodging him entirely. I have no idea why. Another thing that's worth mentioning is that they went as far as creating an entire server dedicated to defaming me, Sharp, and Kaito. They made exact alts of us and started posting weird and inappropriate things under those fake accounts, trying to damage our reputations even more. Everything I've pointed out is what I like to call character assassination. Character assassination refers to a deliberate and sustained effort to destroy someone's reputation or credibility through false, exaggerated, or malicious claims. What Karma and TSBCC are doing is exactly that, consistently targeting us with baseless accusations and malicious behavior designed to ruin our names and reputations.
The fourth topic I want to address is TSBG tournaments, owned by Karma and Boomy. He deleted the DMs, so I don't have screenshots of him saying it. But here's what he told me. The entire 100,000 Robux tournament was originally planned to be NA-focused. Boomy secretly entered under the alias Bacon Warrior to promote the tournament server alongside Humbled's YouTube channel. Additionally, the most recent 3 vs 3 tournament for $500 happening right now is also fraudulent. Moss and Ker teamed up on Ker's team, with Moss playing on Slaz's account. Later, Ker joined Boomy and Ray's team as well, using Kagura's account. According to the rules, teams were allowed only 1 Stage 0 player and 2 Stage 1 players, one being Stage 1 high, and the other Stage 1 mid or below. The allowed players were as follows. First, Stage 0, Boomy. Second, Stage 1 high, Kagura. Third, Stage 1 mid, Ray. Kagura and Ker were caught cheating, afterward, the organizers held polls to decide the outcome. Although auto-win was chosen, they still gave VH's team another chance. I know for sure Maz was playing on Slaz's account, because JJ himself leaked Maz. This wasn't surprising though, since Maz had been eager to play with a Stage 0, even asking me to convince Karma to let us team up. Another thing I noticed, Slaz hasn't been playing TSB anymore, and when he played in the tourney, his playstyle is identical to Maz 1. I just want to clear something up. Me, Kaito, and JJ played together in the 3 vs 3 tournament with Kaito and me on Angelo and Essence's accounts. We only did it to steal the money from Ker and Mas because we knew it wasn't allowed, and we wanted to see their reaction after losing even though they were cheating. But it didn't age well since JJ eventually turned against us and got us disqualified. This essentially means that everyone else playing in the tournament has virtually no chance of winning against them. As we dive into Level 3, the 5th topic I want to talk about is nuking. Nuking refers to destroying a server through actions like deleting channels, banning large numbers of people, spamming webhooks, or removing important roles. I want to discuss how Boomy gave very high permissions to someone impersonating Vias after the real Vias left Hellius. As soon as the impersonator joined, they nuked the server, banning a huge number of members, deleting many channels, spamming webhooks, and removing critical roles. Boomy's excuse was, "I just wanted to give V's roles back." But isn't it strange how Boomy immediately responded to V's and gave him his roles back without verifying their identity? The person Boomy gave roles to turned out to be an impersonator, Ker. For those unaware, there's evidence of Ker being involved, such as screenshots of him in group chats and indications of the impersonator being his alt account. By the way, Hellius wasn't even blacklisted when they nuked us. In this other screenshot, you can see how Rajan gave roles to Karma's alt, allowing them to nuke our clan even more. Karma likely convinced Rajan with promises of roles in TSBCC and removing his blacklist in TSBCC. similar to how he's now trying to convince Imagine to switch to TSBCC and go against us, despite TSBCC previously bullying Imagine and leaking his face everywhere. Another thing I want to bring up is how I tried nuking TSBCC after they nuked us twice. I wanted revenge, but it turns out Boomy and Ker were aligned with Karma, and we wouldn't have been able to nuke it anyway. Now, Karma is spreading announcements claiming they did nothing wrong and framing us as the aggressors, making us look even worse. This ties back to the previous topic I mentioned about character assassination.
The first 5 versus 5 match between Hellius and Valhalla was the one where Valhalla's entire lineup played on alt accounts, except for Maz. They used clumsy software and spammed lag switch front dashes. If you're unfamiliar, these are essentially front dashes with artificial lag, 300 plus ping, as shown in the video. Link in the description if you want to watch it. It's 1 hour long. Only Maz wasn't using them. The match was hosted on a UK server, so their ping was around 120 to 170 milliseconds. But when they front dashed, their ping spiked to 300 plus milliseconds, creating no end lag dashes that allowed them to evade every M1 and combo attempt. This exploit was made possible using clumsy software, a program that lets users manipulate their ping and cause it to spike whenever they want. Even with Valhalla using clumsy, Hellius still won 5 to 1.
This guy took 250% damage from me.
Fucking boring.
Very boring.
Oh.
Yo!
Now let's talk about the second 5 versus 5 match between Hellius and Valhalla. It gets even crazier and more biased. Boomy was playing on 2 accounts for Valhalla's lineup, and Valhalla knew about it. Despite this, they told everyone we were just lying, claiming it was Lee playing while he was literally offline. They even mocked us for losing 5 to 1 against them, but of course no wonder we lost. They had Boomy on 2 different accounts. Just look at this screenshot of Boomy admitting it. On top of that, their entire team was abusing 3M1 reset, while we didn't use it at all. Let's talk about the 3M1 reset. The 3M1 reset is a technique that resets your M1s to extend your combos. Apparently it's an exploit and can only be done using it is an executor used for exploiting in Roblox games. To perform the 3M1 reset, you need a specific script, which I don't have, so I can't demonstrate it. You also need a macro for it. This screenshot shows the macro used for the 3M1 reset, along with the script. Here's a clip of my friend performing it. You might be wondering how I know all this. Simple. Just look at these screenshots. The first one shows me asking if Origin created the exploit for the 3M1 reset and if he gave it to the player who uses it, the VH-ASIR. Origin told me that Valhalla uses a different version of the exploit, a worse version according to him, but it's still done with exploits. Then, I asked the VH-ASIR, the player who uses it, and he admitted that his 3M1 reset came from Origin, confirming that it's the same exploit Valhalla uses. This is strange, considering they swore it wasn't done with exploits. Here's another screenshot of me asking Origin for the new script to include in the video, but I couldn't get it because he didn't want to share it. Let's talk about the third 5 versus 5 match between Hellius and Valhalla. In my opinion, it was the most biased and chaotic one. We should have won 4 to 2 on the German host, even with all the bias, but instead, they removed our point and gave themselves a point, making it 3 to 3. This happened because they claimed Kaito was running, which he wasn't. They announced to everyone that Kaito was running, even though there's literally a clip proving otherwise. We already debunked their claims in a group chat, but they keep spreading false information just to stay at the top. To make it worse, they told everyone the clip shows me telling Kaito to run while he was fighting. But keep in mind, Kaito had his chat closed. I even said I didn't really care if he got 1 strike, but I wasn't expecting 2 strikes within 10 seconds, especially since Kaito wasn't even running. He was spacing, while Kai was doing the exact same thing. It's clearly spacing, not running, and I'm pretty sure anyone with a brain can see that. Yet they're calling Kaito's actions running, while ignoring that Kai was doing the same. This is the clip they're talking about.
Now that you've seen the clip, let's talk about how Juma admitted he would have been punished if he hadn't struck us. Additionally, he lied about being in a voice chat with experienced referees, claiming they agreed with his decision and told him to warn us. In reality, nobody was in the VC with him, so he's just making things up to justify himself. Another major issue was when Boomy attacked me mid-fight against Maz. Instead of giving Hellius an automatic point and making it 4-1, they simply kicked Maz out and continued the match. However, Kaito, who knows the rules, messaged the referee, the Sigma 16, about the incident. The ref, clearly biased toward VH, claimed the rules had changed. When Kaito pressed the issue, the ref dodged the question by accusing Kaito of running, something the clip clearly disproves. Not only that, but they even tried to blacklist us because we had Imagine on the Hellius stage. Afterward, the ref instructed us to redo the Kaito versus Kai round, which Kaito won again, making it 4-2. Yet showing blatant bias, they removed our point again, claiming that Kai had to leave. That's his problem, not ours. The ref told us to redo the round, and since we won, removing our point was clearly unfair. This screenshot shows Ker's forcing Hellius to either agree to make it 3-3 or grant an auto win to VH. That's obviously biased because it pressures us into a loss if we don't comply. Now, since they're talking about running, let's look at another instance. There's a clip of Ker's running outside the arena to regenerate all of his HP, while JJ, from the Hellius lineup, chased him down. The ref didn't give Ker's a single strike, which is insane considering he ran outside the arena. Meanwhile, Kaito spaced a little, while Kai was doing the same, and yet Kaito received 2 strikes in 10 seconds. The inconsistency and favoritism here are outrageous.
Bro, it's too risky, bro. Don't do it.
Oh my god. Juma 1v1 reround with Kai. It was me, you fancz, and you were like one loop.
Bro, tell Juma to unlock.
It's the 1v1. It's the 1v1. It's
Tell
just
Juma
Kaito
to
versus
unlock.
Kai.
What is going on?
Kaito, no. What strike?
What is-
Hello?
What is going
A
on?
strike. Bro, why is he getting a strike? Why is he getting a strike, dude? No strikes, no strikes.
Well, no way.
Now that we're in level 4, let's talk about ApxLee and his framing. First, let's discuss his lag switching. What is a lag switch? A lag switch is a thing used to artificially change your ping, increasing it from your normal ping value to a much higher one. For example, if my usual ping is 40 milliseconds, I could use software like Clumsy to raise it to 400 milliseconds. This can create a significant advantage in competitive play by disrupting the opponent's gameplay. Lee has been using lag switch in other regions. He manipulated his ping during a fight against Kaito in a top global match, as well as in the Hellius versus Valhalla 5 vs 5. You can see evidence of this in the clip of ApxLee versus Kaito, where his lag switching becomes apparent. As you can see in this clip, it's clear that Lee was lag switching, and this screenshot further supports it, with Karma admitting that Lee was lag switching during the fight. Now, moving on to another topic, let's discuss how Lee tried to token grab me in a group chat. What is a token grab? Discord token grabbing, or simply token grabbing, is the act of stealing a Discord user's token using tools like a token grabber, OTAX, etc. In this case, Lee attempted to token grab me by sending a malicious file disguised as a nuking tool. He told me to disable safe browsing in order to download it, which would have allowed him to steal my token. Fortunately, I quickly realized his intentions and avoided falling for the trick. In another screenshot, you can see Lee asking to be re-added to the group chat so he could delete the evidence of what he sent. Let's talk about framing. In this topic, I'll be sharing something crazy and unusual that happened in the TSB competitive community. What is framing? Framing someone means making a person appear guilty of something, such as exploiting or committing a crime, when they are not. by producing false facts or information. This is exactly what happened to Kaito. Some people framed him by providing fake footage, now deleted, of him exploiting during a screen share, and he got banned permanently. It's important to note that the Discord account shown in the clip sent to the admin was fake, and the person the fake Kaito screen shared to doesn't even play TSB or have any involvement in TSB comp. They were simply one of Lee's friends. The clip itself looked blatantly fake. The main culprits behind this framing attempt seem to be Lee and his friends. While I'm unsure if Boomy was directly involved in Kaito's ban, Karma confirmed to me that Lee, Boomy and their friends were the ones responsible. Take a look at this screenshot where Karma states that it wasn't Boomy directly involved, but Lee's friends also tried to get me banned. Thankfully, Karma stopped them, and I'm grateful for that. However, it's shocking that Lee went to such extremes to get both Kaito and me banned from TSB. Karma knows who these individuals are, but is withholding their identities. He also knows the method they used, as shown in this screenshot. What's even more surprising is that, despite having proof it was them, Karma continues to defend them and refuses to reveal anything. Kaito, Karma and I had a voice chat about this, where Karma admitted he had proof that it was Boomy, Lee and others behind the framing. He confirmed everything about Kaito's ban being fabricated, especially when he was angry at Boomy for leaving VH and wanting to remake APX. We tried multiple times to get Kaito unbanned, but we didn't have enough proof. Unfortunately, unban appeals aren't allowed for reasons like, someone else was on my account, even though we now have evidence. Additionally, there's a clip of Boomy admitting that it was Lee and his friends who orchestrated the framing. However, Boomy claimed he wasn't involved directly. While he could easily be lying, he did admit that Lee and his friends were responsible.
Let's discuss the TSB competitive server, owned by Karma. In this discussion, I'll address multiple issues, including harassment, doxing, bias, and overall mismanagement of the server. For 5 months, JJ doxed Gabriel, mocking his appearance, creating edits of his face, and ridiculing him in group chats. Despite this, Karma continues to defend JJ because he is a member of his clan. Karma's excuse is that Uriel supposedly debunked the situation by claiming Gabri attempted to dox them in retaliation. However, the fact remains that JJ and others doxed Gabri for months. While Gabri may have tried to retaliate, that doesn't justify Karma's refusal to blacklist JJ. To make matters worse, JJ has been bragging in voice chats and DMs about having Angelo's personal information. He even asked for my information to dox me after I was unblacklisted. Karma accused me of supporting doxers, yet he openly supports others who engage in doxing. For example, Karma used a screenshot against me where I informed Yinxius that he had been doxed by a member of his own clan in Valhalla. The person responsible, Porso, is one of Karma's friends, and Karma continues to support him. In another incident, Karma sent a photo of Noah TM's father to Noah via DM, claiming someone else had sent it to him. However, when Noah asked who the sender was, Karma refused to reveal the name, effectively protecting the doxer. It's deeply ironic that Karma accuses others of defending doxers while shielding his own friend, Porso. Karma also leaked my friend Essence's phone number and sent me White Cat's face in DMs, justifying it by saying White Cat had shared it in a group chat. Another troubling example involves Karma encouraging others to spam Tifa's face everywhere because she was blacklisted. Supposedly, Tifa's had doxed SL4's face but never leaked it. Regardless, Karma actively encouraged harassment, ultimately driving Tifa's out of the competitive community. Karma was exposed for spamming the hard R, a racial slur, at a time when it was a blacklistable offense. Once caught, he unblacklisted everyone who had previously been banned for using the hard RAW, some of whom had been blacklisted for months.
just to avoid facing consequences himself. Evidence shows Karma repeatedly using the slur in a group chat, yet he faced no punishment. The server has also faced accusations of tolerating pedophiles and groomers. One of the owners, Raikiv, removed her blacklist despite evidence of inappropriate behavior. These cases, along with biased blacklisting and unblacklisting, have further eroded trust in the server's management. The competitive side of the server is equally flawed. For example, Hellius was demoted to top 3 even after winning Valhalla. The top 10 EU leaderboard has been rigged for months, with Ker forcing Kaito to FT 10 opponents of his choosing to maintain his top 1 EU spot. Kaito was even threatened with removal from the leaderboard if he refused. Despite defending his spot, Kaito faced further issues. He played on Essence's account to FT 10 materia, winning 3 sets and losing only 1. Yet the admins placed materia above Kaito, dropping him to top 5. These matches weren't even official, and Kaito had clearly outperformed materia. Karma's conditions for unblacklisting me were blatantly biased and unreasonable, such as demanding I delete Hellius and never make clans again. These demands are absurd and clearly highlight favoritism. Boomy also allowed Caden into Valhalla despite his history of spamming explicit NSFW content. Karma didn't blacklist Caden because he was planning to return to Valhalla. However, when Caden joined Hellius, he was blacklisted only to be unblacklisted again upon rejoining Valhalla. Another unjust example involves Yinx, who was blacklisted after being asked to create a GIF of someone he didn't know, which was later labeled as doxing. Not only was this unfair, but they are now demanding that Yinx pay $100 to be unblacklisted.
Now that we have reached level 5, the level before the final one, we're going to talk about Valhalla, the biggest clan in the EU and the one owned by Karma, the same person who owns TSBCC and other servers like TSBG. Let's discuss HC Imagine's document about Valhalla. Imagine started working on this document months ago, compiling old and unknown details about Valhalla's past. It's an extensive 180-page document filled with revelations and exposes about Valhalla. I won't include the entire document in this video because it would be too long, but you can find the link in the description to check it out yourself. Now, let's move on to more recent events, like Karma allowing JJ, a known doxer and sender of graphic content, to join Valhalla on an alternate account and even main it. Despite JJ having doxed many people and shared highly violent and disturbing videos, Karma still unblacklisted him. Here's proof of JJ maining Valhalla. He's an Aesir in the clan, but they're trying to hide it by having him use an alternate account, which is unbelievable. Another controversial issue is Valhalla advertising only in their server, which is part of a Roblox game involving kids. LV Nately reportedly announced this without addressing the issue, which is extremely concerning. Additionally, there's a troubling pattern of behavior from Ker, another prominent figure in Valhalla, particularly targeting people from Israel. Ker has allegedly mocked Israelis, joked about them being bombed by Hamas, and laughed at their struggles against Palestine, even going so far as to insult them further. Next, let's talk about Porso, a Valhalla mod admin. Porso allegedly doxed Yinx's address and shared it in private messages with multiple people, without Yinx's knowledge. He even worked with someone named Chrisdot to gather and leak more information about Yinx, including phone numbers, accounts, locations, and more. A recording exists where Porso exposes himself and Chrisdot for their actions. Despite his claims of not sharing the information further, the recording reveals otherwise. Porso has also reportedly asked for additional personal information from others to continue doxing. For example, he requested information about Kai after Kai leaked a group chat where Porso was trash-talking Aurora, Karma's online girlfriend.
Porso allegedly wanted to dox Kai by obtaining his face, but I, of course, refused to send it. If you're wondering how I got Kai's face, JJ sent it to me. When I attempted to expose Porso, he tried to deflect by accusing me of sharing the chicken video, which is a strange video. However, the truth is that Porso specifically requested the video in a group chat I'm no longer part of. This can be confirmed by his reaction when he asked for it. For context, I got the video from a guy named Crooked, who received it from a random account called Vess that had been distributing it to others.
Now, at level 6, the final level of the iceberg, we reach the last topic, Victims Gallery. Victims Gallery is a Discord server owned by JJ and Maz. This server is used to dox people and store their information, with access restricted to trusted individuals. At least 10+ people were invited to this doxing server. When I discovered this, I found it incredibly strange and messed up. By the way, these are the same people trying to ruin my reputation by accusing me of doxing children. Just watch these recordings where Matt is screen sharing the server with me while we're speaking Italian. The clips are self-explanatory.